Bit of peace of mind as you're going along. Say if your music's playing and things, you're not watching the temp gauge. This will let me know.
This is our last load of stuff to go back on the boat, and we're just going to get Peanut over here and then head over there and load her up, and then tomorrow we leave.
And just make sure we get everything, all our I's dotted and T's crossed before we leave.
This has got the tools out again.
Yep, polishing my shaft. The reason I'm doing this is because to get the gearbox out we need to slide the shaft back about 8 inches, and I don't want any rough stuff going through the stern gland, so I'm just taking that bit of rust off and then I'm going to polish it up with some wet and dry. I've just split the gearbox from the engine, so we're just about to reveal what the problem is. And if I can see in there, and oh, there it is. The seal has popped out. There it is. Look, there's the seal. It's popped out.
Which is what you thought it was going to be.
Exactly what I thought it was going to be. Alright, so now all I've got to do is take the gearbox further back, flip it on its bottom. I'm going to push the shaft further through the stuffing box, get a new seal, put it in, find some way of locking it in with some glue or something, and then we'll be right.
Well, that's a good result.
Oh, awesome. Well, touch wood, we'll have it fixed tomorrow.
And what have you been doing all day? You've just been running around.
I've been hunting for a stepped pulley, and this one's alloy, so it's worn and the belts don't sit in there properly anymore, and the belts wear so fast. But you think, I can't get one in town, so I'm going to have to see if I can get one online and get it sent up and find it somehow. So, yep, that's what I've been searching for all day. So after a couple of hours of pulling this thing apart, I did find that, as you saw, that it was the front seal. So I've got it down the shop, spent $3.72, except that they rounded it up, for a new seal, and I've really got no explanation why the old seal popped out. I might not have put it in properly. I think it may have had something to do with the water that went into the box and created high pressure, and that's what's popped it out. So I don't know why I didn't stag it in the first time, but I should have used my old favourite stag to hold it in there. So now I've cleaned out the recess where it lives, and I'm going to apply liberal amount of stag to the seal and knock it into place, so we should be good to go. And hopefully it won't pop out again, but I bought two because I had the spare $3.76, whatever it was. I bought another one. So anyway, that's where I'm up to. So I'll put it in now, let this go off overnight, and then put it all back together in the morning.
Well, Magnus is down there fixing this gearbox. I thought I'd whip up a couple of pizzas, and we were planning on having fish for dinner, so I've made a fish pizza. Obviously this isn't the fish pizza, this is the fish one.
While I had the motor apart, I thought I might try and find one of these V-drive step pulleys, because this one's pretty worn on both belts. So I've searched everywhere in Cairns and can't find one. So I've taken some drawings, sent off a heap of emails to different people to see if I can find one anywhere. So that's the next thing. I can still use this. I'm going to put it back on. So we still drive the raw water pump and the second belt on the alternator. But it'd be nice to put a new one on. I'll just keep searching and I'll find one. Unless I can't, then I'll have to get one made. It'd be a nice little project actually on the lathe. It'd be fun to turn one of these up. I love ordering stuff locally from, say, a little family business where they're a bit like the Captain Collars that we put on Peanut. They're made by a small family business like this thing. You get a little letter with your name on it and explains about the company, and yeah, it's just lovely. It's another job while I've got the motor apart. I've always wanted to fit an engine alarm for overheating. These guys have been making these for years, fitting them on four-wheel drives, boats, all sorts of things. And they're so reliable, they just work so well. Made in Australia. And they've been advertising them on TV for years. I thought, yep, time to get one. Actually, a mate of mine, Greg, on Summer Breeze 3. If you're out there, Greg, thanks for putting me onto these guys. He fitted one on his boat, and it just gives you peace of mind. Bit of peace of mind as you're going along. Say if your music's playing and things, and you're not listening to you're not watching the temp gauge. This will let me know. So another job today to fit this up.
What are you doing on there?
I'm just putting a new oil filter on. Always like to write the date and the engine hours on the filter so I know when I do the change. Yeah, just doing all the bits and pieces while we're here.
And you said something about you found a good way of doing it.
Oh yeah, I've always had problem because these are an upside down filter. Oil's always come out when I've unspun it. And I've tried all sorts of things like putting holes in the top so the oil drains through, and anyway, I had all millions of rags around there ready for oil to go everywhere, and not a drop. Make sure the engine hasn't run for a few days, and then unscrew it. Now they say only ever hand tight. I never trust them, so I always like to put a little bit of extra onto it. Had a super busy time here in Cairns. We've fixed the gearbox, I pulled all that apart as you saw, done a couple of other little boat jobs, and been running around like blue ass flies, provisioning for 12 to 16 weeks away. This is our last big town, our last Bunnings, our last big supermarket, our last chandlery and all that sort of stuff. So we're just making sure, I mean, I'm talking last chandlery until we get to Darwin, which is maybe even up to a year away. But knowing us, we'll be there in 6 months. So yeah, we'd like to run around, and Greg, a friend and a viewer, has kindly lent us a car, which has been a godsend. And it's been a real busy time. We haven't really stopped. We haven't even been to town to have a look around. We've just been that busy running around doing stuff. So today, nearly got everything done because we're leaving in the morning. Going to get the outgoing tide, because it's full moon at the moment, so big tides. We'll run with the outgoing tide out of here, down this creek, then down the inlet. It's a long way out motoring. There's going to be no wind tomorrow, or little wind, so it'll be nice. We'll hopefully get out to the reef and spend the night out there, because then again the wind comes on Sunday and it's forecast 25 plus knots, so yeah, it should be nice. It's been a great time here. Met the friends we met further down, caught up with them in the creek here, and they're heading off other directions, so and I feel sort of this is because from here, well, since we've been in Australia, there's always been a town all the way up, big towns, so you don't feel far away, but this is like the last big town. I mean, Cooktown's a town, but it's not a big town. You still you need parts, you can't get anything made or sent in, etc. So this is sort of the last, this is where the real adventure begins, when we leave here tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited for that, and just make sure we get everything, all our I's dotted and T's crossed before we leave. Quick update, see ya.
This is the creative dinghy dock here. We're just coming up to the cruising club.
That's 20.
What are you buying, babe?
The PVC to make the stack packs for the rigid part of the stack pack. Plus 12, 20 mil, perfect.
This is our last load of stuff to go back on the boat. We've just been to Rusty's, which is a fantastic indoor fresh fruit and veg market in town. And we're just going to get Peanut over here and then head over there and load her up, and then tomorrow we leave. But this afternoon we're going to start making these stack packs. So we grabbed a bit of aluminium to use as a cutting backing for the hot knife. So we'll see how that goes. We've got a new sand anchor for the dinghy, and that's all the piping for the stack packs. Just going to get it all on there. Bye, Cairns Cruising Yacht Club. We're heading to the reef. Feels like we're in the middle of the ocean, but in actual fact we're in 3 meters of water. How does that make you feel?
It's, yeah, a bit nervy.
So what are we doing?
We went from 45 metres to 3 metres in like a minute. There's a well-marked channel here between two big reefs. We're on our way to a cay out here, a sand cay, called Glasoff Cay.
Shiny white sail.
Yeah.
We're going, what are we? 7.5 knots with only 2 sails up. We've got a headsail up and the loosen up, which is pretty cool. Just arrived at Port Douglas. Oh, that sounded dodgy. Just arrived at Port Douglas. It's beautiful. It's not what we expected at all. Take a look.